Hello Aquarius, great to have you here. My name is Shauna. Today's reading is a general love forecast. As always, take the messages that resonate and release anything that doesn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with upcoming readings. Let's see what's headed your way, Aquarius.
Here, let me get one last shuffle. Okay, so we have the Empress and the Fool, the Sun, the Seven of Wands, the High Priestess, Nine of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Emperor in the reverse position. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to start out for female Aquarius in general. I do feel that a lot of you too, for the past few months, have been dealing with, self-esteem issues, and I feel that that was one of the major obstacles for you, like in getting back out there dating, or even, for you to really be truly happy with your life. Okay, so the self-esteem issue is definitely gone for this month, and that's a great thing with this Empress coming in very early in the month, and underneath it is the High Priestess. This is basically growing in your femininity, being able to be comfortable in your own skin, being appreciative of all the things, all the traits that you have to offer. Okay, and I even feel that even for Aquarian men, there is more, I guess, more harmony within even with your feminine side. I feel that for men especially, you are able to express your feelings and to express your emotions and to express the things that you want, and to even if you were to look back at your past, for example, you have a clearer understanding of how you and the other party contributed to a conflict. And for women, even you have a sense of resolution. You have a sense of peace within yourself because you understand things on a much more, I guess, in depth and on a very profound level at this point. So there is definitely coming to terms with the physical environment that you're in, being very comfortable in your own skin, and being you're clearing your head once and for all, and you're able to live in the present moment. Okay. And at the same time, you're growing in consciousness, in awareness, and you're able to look at the big picture, and you're able to forgive and forget. Okay, so for all Aquarians, there is definitely healing has been in progress for the past few months, and this is actually ushering a new phase in your life. So I feel that it is very extremely happy energy. So these three cards that came out from the beginning, they indicate to me a lot of self-confidence, a rejuvenation in your kind of childlike sense of wonder about the world, your optimism, your sense of personal growth and abundance. Okay, so there's a lot of good energies here. What I would say is, with the Fool card, this is actually a very, very good card. It does indicate a new beginning, and it does indicate this sense of total abandonment of worries and anxiety and being tied to the past, and you're traveling light and you're very happy. Okay, this could also come about if a lot of you have been starting new jobs, or are moving, relocating, or even contemplating a journey somewhere, a short-term trip, or even a long-term trip, or resettlement, or anything like that, a change of residence. Okay, I don't feel that change of residence is indicative for a lot of you. There might be people moving out of your household. There might be new people moving in that situation. So I feel in general there's just this heavy burden lifted off you, and you're in a really good place. So all these three cards indicate to me that at least for the first week and the first 2 weeks, actually, I do feel that there are a lot of new things coming in. You're starting a new chapter in your life, okay, and you're very optimistic at the same time. This does indicate to me as well that I know a lot of you worry yourself to death, okay? And next to Virgos, I feel that Aquarius, because you have like a very in-tuned mind, and you are ruled by the planet Uranus, and it does deal with electricity, and it deals with mainly like getting flashes of intuition out of the blue, okay? So you don't know where the information comes from, but you trust it, and because of it, you never, it seems as if you never have a moment's peace, because all this information is flooding your brain, and you don't know how to like make it stop, basically. So you are a bit of a worrywart, so be very careful about this. What I'm sensing here is this is the only, I would say, the only potentially negative thing. It's kind of like life is going so well, and then you're just like, no, something has to happen. Something is going to go wrong. I just know it because it's too good to be true. So, just let that go, okay? Because April wasn't that bad. April was like a little busy, but aside from that, I don't feel that it was problematic at all. But, you paid your dues. So this is supposed to be a good month for you for a reason, because I feel that this month it's basically like the baptism. It's like getting rid of the old and in with the new, and the new starts out from the very beginning of the month. So just rest assured that this is like a new chapter in your life. So whatever you choose to do right now, the past is not going to hold on to you, okay? So it's like starting out with a clean slate, okay? So just trust in it. Just trust that it has potential. You can make it into anything you want it to be. So don't have anxiety over things turning sour, because that's all in your head, okay? So just be really careful about that. A lot of you too might be wishing for like for those of you who are like employed in like a company where there's hierarchy and things like that, a lot of you might be hoping for like a promotion, a big I don't feel that you really do it for the money, but I do feel that you want a promotion, you want to be recognized, you want, like the position that is basically aligned with your skill set, okay? So you're hoping for a new position. For those of you who are not in that type of situation, a lot of you might be hoping for like a job opportunity. I feel that you're employed. I don't feel that employment is an issue here, but you want this other position, and you might be praying for it, and you might be really like putting your eggs in one basket. So I would definitely say that if that were the situation that you're hoping and praying for, it's important for you to look elsewhere, okay? It's important for you to like cast a wider net, because you're kind of like tunnel vision at this point. You want this thing really, really badly, and you might end up disappointed just the way the cards are laid out. So just be very careful and don't put yourself in that situation where you have such a good month and don't let this one thing ruin it for you. At the same time, for those who are not sure where they're supposed to go, I do feel that, I can't emphasize this enough, okay? And I know that I mentioned you paid your dues, but at the same time, I feel that moving forward, the field or the career or the job that you would be very good at, and especially very very aligned with, would be in the helping profession. So for those of you who are thinking about, going back to school and you don't really know where to go, or you don't really know outside of this one opportunity that you really, really want, like what else you can do. I would say do a little research, but I do feel that in the helping profession, you would be really, really successful. You would be very like, and you would be very appreciated, okay? And you would make like great strides in that profession. And I know with air signs in general, but mainly with Aquarius, you are very detached. So you care about people on a very like, in a very detached way, in a very human level. And what I mean by that is like you love people, everyone, equally. And because of it, if you're in the helping profession, you would be very fair and just, and you don't get like bogged down by other people's like misery, even though you sympathize with them. You don't get bogged down to the point where you can, will cry your eyes out. And so despite how you feel, you will actually do things that are fair, rather than having biases, or having favoritism. So I hope that makes sense. So that is why like your energy and your way of thinking and your objectivity would be very, very instrumental and very good in a helping profession, because you can detach yourself enough to help people without being like, without enabling them and without being a crutch for them to rely on every time things get rough, so then they can't help themselves. So I feel that a lot of you should be in this field, okay? If you're like out there floating around and not sure what you want to do, I would advise you to at least do some research, look into it, because I guarantee if you're an Aquarius, you will be really happy in this field, and you would be very you would like excel in it as well, mainly because of your personality traits, okay? And at the same time, I do believe in the karmic scale. So whatever you give out to the universe, especially in terms of helping people, will return back to you. So, really try to cultivate that. And I feel that Aquarians don't really have a problem with this. And, you do it mainly because it's the right thing to do rather than adjusting any type of karmic scale. But, it's like killing two birds with one stone. So I feel that it would be really good for you and you would be very happy. So why not, do some research if you're thinking about a career change or something like that, okay? So that aside, what I do feel that financially, things are going to be okay. I do have this card, but I do feel that this is the Ten of Pentacles. But in this context, I don't feel it is related to money. This deals with like disruption within the home life. Okay, so I do feel a lot of you might have had a situation in the past where there are disputes, there are falling out between people, between roommates even, or between people you live with, landlords and things like that. So I do feel like going in, going out, and there are definitely blockages if there are like problems within the home, like physical problems within the home, like the structure of the home or something like that. There's some blockages here about getting it fixed. For those of you who are thinking about buying a home or like sharing a home, there might be disputes in this regards, and I don't feel that this is a month for things to get resolved because we do have Mercury in retrograde as well. So really, take a rest. So basically, minimize the contact you have with the other person if there is a conflict of interest. Really try to minimize contact. Wait it out to the end of this month, and I know it's not enough consolation saying that, but it is vital that you de-escalate the situation, because I don't feel that it is going to be resolved, okay? And at the same time, I do feel like for Aquarius women in general, for Aquarius women, I do feel a lot of you are very like happy right now, and you're kind of like nonchalant about situations from the past, or nonchalant about like what other people are going through, because you are kind of like in your own headspace, which is fine. And then people are just like, people feel that they don't really know you, they don't really know where you're coming from, and if your friends are like reaching out and they need help with something, it's really important for you to like respond as fast as you can. If people that you don't really hear from on a regular basis, then and they're reaching out to you, just know that they really need your help, okay? It's not like crying wolf this time. They really need your help, and they're kind of wondering where you are, and you might be globetrotting. A lot of you might just be like, you're in your own little world, and and you're going through the motions, and you're actually in a very good place. So I see a lot of joy and happiness and contentment. And then other people are not as content, so they're asking for help. So it's important for you to be present and try to mitigate the situation, because I feel that they really need you, okay? And for those who are dealing with like ex-partners too, I do feel that the spread itself is not overly romantic. So I don't feel that, in general, I feel you might be a little bit jaded, honestly, about relationships, okay? The cards indicate to me that, we don't have like a couples card. So they indicate to me that you're very happy being on your own, first of all. You have a renewed sense of like attractiveness, okay? So people might be very, very interested in you. I do feel for Aquarian women in general, like men are clamoring for you, okay? They are very interested. And it's important for you to, I would say it's okay to bask in the admiration. It's okay to do that. It's perfectly fine, because I don't feel that all the people are in the upright position except these two, but they're dealing with a different energy. But what I would say is, for especially Aquarius women, it's fine to do that, because I know by this time, after all the pain you've been through, I know that you're going to be very discriminate about who you let into your life, so I'm not worried about that. For Aquarius men in general, I do feel that, for Aquarius men, there might be a person that you had your eye on, okay, and you're kind of like you're kind of like figuring out ways. For some reason, it seems like it has the person that you're interested in for Aquarius men. She's a really good person. If you're in a heterosexual relationship, your love interest is in a very good place, and she is just relationship potential basically. But I do feel some distance. It might be like a long distance relationship, or I do feel like there are definitely some blockages preventing the relationship from like having a natural progression, okay? So a lot of you, the men in general, might be trying to find ways to bridge the divide, or you might be trying to find ways to move forward with this. And what I see too is like a lot of you might be courting a person, and you don't know how to make it exclusive, even though you are very interested in this person. So she's taking a step back though, so you have to be the one to take initiative here, and you don't really know how to go about that. And in general, what I do feel is telling the other person once and for all, like, where they stand with you, and then wait for them to make that decision would be the best option, okay? Because I feel that the other person you're dealing with might be a little indecisive, and frankly, the women in this spread, they don't seem to me like they really want the relationship. So that could be the women that the Aquarius men are dealing with, and that could also be women Aquarian in general. I don't feel that the women are completely interested in relationships, mainly because, of all the healing that took place before, and now everything is just like, and now the women are feeling okay. So they kind of want to be on their own for a little bit, or they have like multiple partners to choose from. I don't feel that's the case though. But I do feel that they're okay. So they just want to be on their own. They just want to like have fun and enjoy life a little bit, and not have to take, they don't want to really have to worry about relationship problems for right now at least. So the men are the ones that are going to have to do a lot of the legwork, okay, in order to get anything going. So I do feel in general that is just, the way the cards play out. And for those of you who are in committed relationships, I do feel the same energy applies. The men have to do a lot of the legwork here. But in general, it has a good outcome. And for those who are dealing with like an Aries in general, if you're dealing with an Aries, and for some reason, if you're hoping this Aries to come back around, or if you're hoping for like a renewal or something like that, I would just advise you against it, because I don't feel that it is in your fate to, not fate, it is in your future to be with this person. And I don't feel that this is the right person for you, so it's best to look elsewhere. And honestly, I feel that you're much better off like by yourself. Because like, although you are kind of like pining and praying, I do feel that you are happy. There's always a little smirk in this man's face, and I don't know why. He seems like he's in a good place. So, he's kind of like, oh, I can do that, either or. And he's not terribly emotionally invested in it. So if you're not emotionally invested in something, it's best not to pray for it, because, prayers are intention setting as well. So if you're not completely sure, then, pray for something else. Pray that you will get guidance. Pray that, the answer will come to you, rather than wanting something back that you're kind of like half-hearted about in the first place. So just be very careful about what you put out in the universe, because if you keep praying for the old, even though you don't like wholeheartedly want the old things, the new things can't come in, because there are blockages, okay? So put that into perspective for you. Just be a little bit, just be a little bit more deliberate in your prayers when you really want something. So aside from that, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I've picked up. Okay, so let's talk about the High Priestess here too. Okay, and this is just since it is a female card, and I'm sensing this is a female. So for Aquarius men in general, okay, for those who are watching, if you're in a situation in which you're kind of like tempted by another woman away from your spouse or your girlfriend or your significant other, I would just, you know the right thing to do. So keep on guard, keep people at bay, and what I'm sensing for Aquarius men is that you're very friendly and you're very optimistic and you're just very like happy this month. Okay, so you might, I don't know. I don't feel that Aquarius flirt that much in general, so I don't know why they would misperceive it as like flirting. But I do feel that you give off a flirtatious air without meaning to, okay? So it's important for you to at least, people are like gravitating towards you even though they know you're attached. So if you're in that situation, just like you really have to fight them off with a stick, okay? So when like random people keep approaching you, then it's really important to understand like where they're coming from, what it is they want from you. I don't feel that you're going to have a problem any other time of the year, but this month might be a little problematic in that regards, okay? Or at the same time, like you're giving off a very good vibe. So people are like coming in and asking for help all the time, and you don't really have time to yourself. So screen out the people that you really need help, that are really like there for, that are really in dire strait, rather than they're just lazy and they just want somebody else to do the work for them, okay? So be very careful about that. Aside from that, everything else looks very good for this month. Financially, you're going to be okay. There's also a lot of success too in the work place, which I forgot to mention. So with the sun here and above a Pentacles card, I do feel that there is going to be a lot of success. For like a lot of projects, a lot of activities that you had to finalize, and I feel the energy is easing up and you're able to like relax for the month, okay? So make sure you take get proper sleep. I know Aquarius need a lot of sleep too, and you need a lot of sleep to recharge, because like I mentioned, all that mental energy, you really need adequate sleep, and more than anything, you need like a lot more sleep than other signs. So really try to get some rest, and like just make sure you carry this positivity with you through the rest of the month. No matter who you encounter, no matter what might pop up, try to remain very positive, okay? This is a very good month for you. I feel that, for the past few months, there was a lot of healing that needed to take place, and leave all your baggage behind. So this is a really good energy. I hope you have a great month. I will come back next week with the weekly reading. So enjoy your new month, and thanks for watching.